Let's see.
Yo, welcome to episode 14 of my premium podcast experience and friends, hosted by Splash Jordan. This episode is late. I don't really care. I've been having a lot going on, a lot on my mind, and it took me a while to get this one out, but I'm excited to have you here. I had a lot of fun with it. If you want to blame anybody, though, for why this episode is late, you have to blame Joe Budden. Most of my time has been spent just endlessly repeating these two diss tracks he put out on Drake. I was super impressed. I loved them. If you're unfamiliar, the whole thing kind of started. Joe had a joke about Meek Mill. Meek Mill didn't think it was funny. He came at Joe. Joe apologized. After that, Meek got a big head. He started coming at, people he felt like he could come at, Drake being one. Drake responded, ate the guy up. But then Drake started feeling some type of way that he could say things about people. He put out a song. He put out Views. Joe didn't like Views too much. I didn't like it either. A lot of people didn't like it, but for some reason, I guess his opinion, even though he's so irrelevant, his opinion mattered though, because Drake puts out, there's some shots sent via Vine clips and Instagram posts. Then he puts out 4 p.m. in Calabasas. He's got a lot of Diddy lines, which was lame because supposedly him and Diddy was cool. But here he is dissing Diddy again. But there was a lot of lines one might interpret were directed at Joe. I suppose he doesn't like the direct game. So not too long after that, Joe put out Making a Murderer Part 1. Man, he killed him. He cooked the guy. He cooked him real good. Some people weren't convinced, wondering why he did it. I mean, people do whatever they want to do. That's why he did it. He waited an amount of time. There was no Drake response. There's probably not going to be one. He's going to take the, I'm too big to hear it. Even though we know you heard it. You probably someplace soaking. Joe waited a few days, then he put out Wake with the hilarious Eastbound and Down reference, which is like almost the highlight of the song. Except the fact that, there's a lyrical onslaught happening at the same time. He then lays out, how people really feel about Drake, you stealing waves, riding people's dick, sounding real uninspired on your own music, and just overall kind of just tired of the same old thing from you, which people are entitled to their opinions. I mean, he handled it accordingly. I'd like to see Drake respond in a more direct route and not, thinly veiled shots over club records, but we'll see. But, all these guys are a lot of people who get more money than me. So, at the end of the day, it's just entertainment for me, and I don't really care about, what happens to them. But my guest today is a father, a soldier, and a friend to the show. I'm talking about the homie LJ. He heard a previous episode of one of my podcasts, and wanted to sit in the hot seat. And I applaud the guy for reaching out, taking himself serious. Had a lot of fun recording this episode. Follow him on IG at skip_the_bay_less. He's got his own content on the way. Now, if you like my podcast, you'll probably like that too. And as always, if you do like my podcast, you can listen to And Friends on iTunes, Google Play, and SplashJordan.com. Please like, share, subscribe, comment, rate, and review. And follow me on IG, Twitter, Facebook, and Snapchat at Splash Jordan. But no more stalling. And Friends, episode 14. Let's get to it. I'm like, but I'd much rather you come up because then that builds that relationship. And right now, I'm all about building relationships and building my brand, building my, building my platform. But to tell you the truth, the name Splash Jordan.
Yeah, because I wanted to know for sure. Does it have anything to do with Michael?
Michael Jordan?
Yes.
Absolutely not.
Okay.
Absolutely not.
It was a guess. Just my assumption.
The name came from a bunch of different areas.
Yeah.
For one, this guy that I run with, Frank Zones, he had a song. Well, let's say this is like so You want the long version or the short version?
Whatever the viewers want.
Okay.
Or listeners, excuse me. We're not
Okay.
on TV.
All right, so I'm gonna give you a brief history of Splash Jordan. So like 2007, 2008, like sophomore year in college, my friends and I, pretty much like every summer, there was like a summer swag.
Mm-hmm.
Even though I personally don't like that word swag. Mm-hmm. That's just, the best word I can use to describe how we was feeling, So every summer we had a different, flow we was kicking. So one summer, actually it was like a couple of summers, we was on this Max B swag. So, it was
the wavy.
Right. Everything we did was wavy.
It was wavy B. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We was rocking with the Silver Surfer. So we all came up with wavy names.
Okay.
But mine was Splash Jordan, mostly because, it's a play on Flash Gordon, the comic character.
Yeah.
And then like one of the guys in the group, Frank Zones, he had a song. We had a freestyle over Always Strapped.
Hold on. Let me interrupt. So you used to rap?
Well,
because I'm definitely gonna give the listeners something to hear.
I did in like middle school.
Okay.
Like not like
I ain't gonna call you that.
Yeah, not like seriously at all. Yeah. He had a freestyle, and the line was like a lot of bitches saying wavy, and I get them all wet.
Okay.
And then he was like splash, and so then that's kind of where it came from, but it's evolved over the years. A lot of things influence that persona. I've tried to let it go. I've tried to rebrand and reinvent myself, but people just know that's how they know me. Especially like my my core fans.
Yeah.
That's what they know. Even if they don't call me that, that's how they know. They know who that person is. There's a lot of people who use that name. People know where they heard it first.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
from the Splash God.
Right. And I tweet all the time. I invented Splash.
You did.
Yeah, I invented Splash, man. So that much I know, and I know that there's a lot of people who try to run with it. That's why I went ahead and trademarked like my name, bought my domain, all that type of stuff, because it's just so it's very simple and it's very clean versus some any other name I could have came up with, but. So that's the history of that.
So I got another question. So what are your plans for your platform? Because it's a banging show. I'm a fan.
Appreciate it.
I mean, I heard it and it was addictive. I'm at work listening to every last one of it.
Appreciate it.
So what is your main goal? And also, how could you, I guess, better Charlotte? Because we're a small market when it comes to this.
Right. My goal is exactly this. I want people... I want to, not only inspire, but help other people do what they do and give them a platform. I don't want to sit in this chair and be the best podcaster to ever do it. Eventually what I'd like to do is start producing podcasts.
Okay.
And not only podcasts, but start producing content.
Okay.
I mean, eventually I'll be in a position where I'll need content, as much as I can get and as much as I can put out. I'll need, tons and tons of video content, audio content, and I want to give other people a platform to talk about, to do what they want to do, talk about what they want to talk about, and then that way we all could eat. I'm trying to employ people.
Yeah,
that's one thing I can say that people in Charlotte aren't trying to do. If I could put you in a position where it's okay, you got a show and it's this, that, and the third. Okay, well I got resources, so use my resources, and then. From there, you can build your buzz and build your platform. Of course, we charging people.
Yeah,
once all this, once this gets set up, we charging folks. This is subscription service or whatever the case may be. But we're doing it on a level I'm trying to shoot movies. I'm trying to shoot movies, trying to shoot TV shows. So I'm like, yo, you can get this for free. Kicking it, yeah. But once we start shooting movies, you got to pay. Like how you might pay for Netflix, you got to pay. But look at all this content you'll be exposed to. And that's one, that's another thing that I can say that people in this city aren't really focused on is helping somebody else do. If I hollered at somebody a party promoter or a DJ, I'm like, yo, help me out or put me on. They're gonna be like, how much money you got? Right.
Yeah.
Like what
I understand.
What the fuck you mean? How much money I got?
That's normally how it is, man.
Right.
It's a dog eat dog here.
It
in the world
is.
in Charlotte, so I understand, man.
But I learned, because it is, everybody wants something. Like, I want to do an episode with like a stripper and an escort and stuff like that. So I hollered at this girl, right?
Okay.
And she's like, super out there with her stripping.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, okay, I do a podcast. I'd love for you to come on. She gonna ask me, was it a fucking paid gig? And I'm like, no. Do you know what a podcast is? Like,
it's free, man.
Right, like,
it's
damn.
free content for the world. It's self-advertising.
Yeah,
so.
I'm not getting a check. Why would you? But,
True.
So.
Was she bad, though?
She cute.
Okay.
But instead, at first I was like, man, fuck her. But then I'm like, okay, well, I'm not going to pay her.
Mm-hmm.
But, it's the summertime. As soon as I started thinking that, one of my homegirls hit me and was like, she was having some event and they looking for girls. It's a paid gig.
Yo, can I say it? I don't know if I can say it.
You can say whatever you want on here.
Is it the 40 hours?
Yep, it sure is.
Sir.
It should. Do you
that's
fuck with
Stephanie?
Yeah.
I need a portrait from you, Stephanie. I wanted her to like do the Melvin joint on my wall in my house.
Okay, I was gonna say because she'll whip it out quick.
Though.
Yeah, she'll whip it out
fly.
quick. And she's super cool. She's another
and
one.
She
like,
bad as fuck. You gotta say that. And now since I know I can curse, it might go down.
you can say whatever you want to on here.
Shout out to you, Stephanie.
I mean, she is a cutie. And I'm pretty sure she's single. I don't know, So if you want to shoot your shot, she might,
I'm shooting my shot at another one, but we can talk about that.
Right. So
let's get back to it.
Yeah, so I seen that and I was like, okay. So then I hit the girl. I hit the stripper girl to that. Like, yo,
hold on, is it the one she posted?
I didn't see who's that. You talking about with the blurry face?
Yes.
I fucking wish it was. I fucking wish it was that.
Yes.
Hell no, it wasn't her.
Okay.
I wish.
You should have had her up here, but all right.
Yo, yeah, if it was her, I'd be like, yo, how much you need? Shit, I'd take a second mortgage out. Like, no, I wish it was her. I don't even think that girl
you don't
is.
think that's the real one?
No, not at all.
She might. You never know.
Not that. Stephanie never been high posting before, but I took it as
she might. Currency might have paid her due from that episode where he kind of fronted on her, finessed her. So
he
you
did.
Never know.
What's crazy though, he got a new video out with one of her paintings in it.
Sheesh.
Right?
I know she's sick.
Right? Yeah, she was geeked about it. That's actually my highest played episode.
Really?
Yeah, she went hard though on the social media.
Okay.
And that's another thing too. Like I look for people who going hard.
Yeah.
She already has something that she going hard about. So if ever, it's like, if a person come to me and they want to talk about, podcasts, but more specifically my podcast, I'm going to go hard. And so when I hit her up, she was posting this shit more than I was. And I was like, okay, so imagine if I'm posting it the same way. And I mean, like.
And that's how I ran into it, by the way.
You ran into who?
You ran into your podcast.
Oh, what's from her?
Yeah.
Okay.
So
wow, so she got the juice.
Yo, she got the juice because I was talking to her about the paintings, and then I looked at it, and then I saw she had in her description or whatever you call it, profile.
Right, bio or whatever.
Bio, yeah. Clicked on it, got hooked. I was like, yo, I gotta holler at this man. Crazy content. He in Charlotte, and that's what happened.
That's crazy.
Yes.
That is. So do you know her personally?
I don't know her personally.
Okay.
I just ran into that Melvin Moves, and I won that portrait. And that's what happened.
You won the
I wanted her to put in my house.
Oh, okay.
In my house, I have an expression room, so I let people spray paint however they feel.
Oh, really? That's what's up. That's dope. I'm a buddy of mine. Trick Daddy. He had one in his house. He had a room just like it was all like chalkboard, and he drew all this shit on the wall. I definitely trying to have something like that in my next house. That the cross promotion is everything. Getting other people as excited as you are.
Yeah.
And that's why, I talk to people about what they want to talk about, what they're passionate about. Like, typically I come and I just let them talk. I don't mind not saying anything. I want to get away from that notion that it's an interview because it for one, it's drawing a certain crowd, and for two, it's scaring a certain crowd off.
True.
Like, like how we vibing right now, we just having a talk.
Yeah.
And that's what I want to get back to. Like, you know, we're just talking, but I mean, not everybody's as comfortable as you are. You know, once you stick a microphone in their face, you know, they get a little nervous.
I notice, like, when you're talking, you have a free spirit, right?
Of course.
So, and not even just trying to get on different topics, like,